Welcome to our tipsy Q&A. Off, we're going to do a shot. Ready? Cheers, bitches. Cheers.
That's what you wanted to know. You're gonna be alright.
I like spit it out everywhere. Oh my god. So, without further ado, we will get to the questions.
Without further ado, we will start the interview now.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Oh. So we are starting with a banger here. With banger. Who is more likely to get into a scrap?
I'm voting back.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a bar fight?
Yes.
Same.
So my bar fight was a way back when I used to work at a bar and I was doing bottle service. Okay, hear me out. Okay. I was doing bottle service and you have to like hold the thing up. I'm short, I'm 5'2", so I'm like walking through this bar, holding this up, and you have to shove.
Not even going above people's heads.
You have to shove your way to get through. Anyway, so I was always so plain. I was like, excuse me, like, can I get through? And one girl like was not having it, and she decided to throw her drink at me, and then I kind of was just like, are you serious? And then she shoved me, and then like it just like transcended into
Was this like a movie moment? Did you drop the whole tray and you're like, bitch?
I mean,
her in the face.
yeah, like to be honest.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, sounds
and then they got kicked out. But
I gotta get
to be honest, let me just full disclosure that I'm actually not an aggressive person at all.
No, very far from it actually. So that's
funny. That was just one time because I was in work. I was also very young. Like I'm a lot more mature now, and I feel that I don't let my I don't do that, okay? Yeah. Anyways, we're moving on.
That part of you has retired.
I don't even think mine can be called a bar fight, but I punched a guy in the face one time because I was out in the smoking pit and he put out a cigarette on my leg and I was knocked down. So I was like, you're out. Yeah. And then the bouncers were like, you have like a minute to get in the cab before we have to call the police on you. And I was like, why me?
Yeah.
Anyway, I left. I was like, I'm leaving anyway. Screw you.
Okay, I've got a funny one. Has anyone ever tooted mid-video, mid-exercise video, and others didn't notice or did notice?
Oh my god, okay, well it's happened, but we always notice, so whenever we're like just laughing hysterically in the video.
We blame it on Isabella when she's there.
Or the dog.
So if we look at Isabella and we're like, Izzy, what did you just do? That's usually what happens.
Or the clips like, music on
then
all of a sudden we're all laughing. Yeah, it happens. We're human.
Yeah, it does happen. And I find in workout I don't have the tooting problem a lot.
What do you have?
I yawn. I have like uncontrollable yawning
during the workout.
Yes. Have you ever watched our Sweat With Us videos?
I've never noticed that you
Okay,
yawn.
listen. If you put a Sweat With Us video on and you want to play a drinking game, you could literally drink every time I yawn.
I'm the same way though.
You would. I think.
I don't know why.
Yeah, like I won't even be tired, and I just like it's like I'm not getting
oxygen.
And
now that you're talking about it, I'm yawning.
Okay, sorry. All right. Okay.
Past Laura's mom bedtime.
All right.
Exactly.
Who is more likely to text their ex? I'm definitely not ever going to text.
Current will never text. Once
I don't have an ex.
You're dead from her life.
Yes,
I can assure you that.
I feel like it has to be Laura.
I don't.
But even
I
still,
feel like we're all
kind of
like you do a song like.
I mean, it's like once it's a part in my life that's over. It's like it's over. I'm done with that. Like I don't really.
My closest ex was 10 years ago, so I'm never gonna text anybody from back then.
Sorry, once you're an ex, you're cut out. You're gone.
Done. You're an ex for a reason.
Yeah.
Who is more likely
This is so weird
to tell off a stranger who is making you mad in public?
I feel like it would depend what the situation is.
Yeah, like the circumstances would definitely be a key component in that.
Yeah.
I think if someone...
If it's something about your baby, Laura's off the rails.
I also feel like if someone is disrespecting a friend or family member, like someone I love, I'm right in there. Like I'm very protective individual, so if someone is upsetting someone I love, then I'm likely going to...
and maybe actually say Vic. Vic's pretty. I don't want to say opinionated, but you do speak your mind.
And you're good with confrontation. Like I feel like you aren't
I don't know
like
if I'm good with confrontation, but like
you aren't threatened by it. I would say
I am threatened by confrontation until it comes to people I love, and then if it's people I love, then I'm so protective that it's like I
would say that it has to depend like too if it goes against like something that's like I'm very like my morals, you know, it's
Yeah.
something that I'm like, okay, I strongly believe in this, and like they've done something to me that I'm like, I can't just like look past this. I have to like speak my mind
Yes,
about it.
that's true. Like if it's something that I have strong beliefs about and I don't disagree, I'm quite inclined to like say something about it, like basically say like, I don't agree with that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or if it's someone that's like disrespecting someone I care about.
How about you, Jenny?
I feel like if it was someone that you cared about, you would be saying something. I think you're similar to me in that like protective type.
Like
feel
if
like
it
it would
was
take
a
you-
close friend or my sister, like if somebody said shit about my sister, you have to
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, it's
I
like,
feel like it would take Jenny a bit longer to get there though. Like you're so easygoing that I feel like it would be like,
if it was like one comment and then we move past it, then that's fine. I might come back to it later and be like, oh, you're a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
But if like a conversation continued and I'm like, you know what? Hold up.
yeah.
But yeah.
okay. Who is more likely to start an OnlyFans account?
You can find it if you look really, really
Jenny
hard.
here.
Yeah, this was like a number one question. I got like at least
Everyone
15
wants to
questions
know about the
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
I am not starting an OnlyFans. I just don't think I have it in me. Like, power to you if you do it. But like, I don't think I could do it.
I don't think
Here's the problem is you want to remain kind of anonymous. So like, I mean, full disclosure, I have one. Good luck finding it. But you want to stay anonymous. So I don't promote it to anybody. If I did, then maybe I'd have more of a following, but it didn't gain much traction. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's done. But
It was like it was a part of your life for a quick minute, and you're like, not.
it's
for
like
me.
one of those, I
Yes.
heard girls
Yeah.
can get a lot of money on
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
So you go on for a second and then it flops
Yes.
and then subscribe to me and pay me enough so that I can quit my day job, then there you
Right.
go. OnlyFans will continue.
So I guess that's that.
Hint, hint, Jenny's new calling.
Let's
if you're
go.
watching,
Okay.
send her a DM and she'll be waiting.
She's got the link ready to go.
Copy paste, copy paste.
Okay. Who is more likely to bust out singing a song out loud?
Vic.
Yeah.
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 Probably me.
So back in the day, actually,
Oh my god.
Back in the day.
Vic thought
You
she
me,
was like
baby.
a really good singer.
Can I have a cameo?
And she would
not a
actually
cameo,
write-
a performance.
She would actually write her own songs and would sing them, and we'd be in the car, and she'd get
Give
really
your family
into
a
it.
full performance?
Oh yeah, she'd get really into it, like get the good voice out. She'd be like, guys, if
The
you're
good
ready,
voice.
and like she'd have a little performance, have her little book, like she wrote some songs.
You should see me with my tapping shoes.
I did at one point though tell her that was a calling for her. Like she's so good at writing. And she'd
Yeah.
come up with these songs.
would be
Yes,
deep.
she'd come up with these
God.
songs. I'm like, Vic, like you gotta send them to people to sing your songs.
You know, yeah, you could be a songwriter without
Yes.
actually being a singer.
Yes,
Yeah, the singing,
told her.
I have absolutely no vocal ability. When I was younger, I felt like
Before you hit puberty.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I would never say I was good at singing, but I had like at least somewhat of.
We're a little
Were you in a
tone
choir?
deaf.
I was in a choir.
We did
say that.
singing lessons. I played piano. I was quite
Yeah.
good at playing piano, and like we've never been super musically
Inclined.
talented,
Oh.
but we weren't like horrendous. But
Yeah.
my calling was more like
weren't her.
No.
my calling has always been I always really like feel things, and then I always put those feelings into words.
You like to
I-
that's your way of expressing
Yes,
things.
yes.
You could be like a famous poet or a famous songwriter. You
Yeah,
don't have to actually
I've
sing
said
them.
that so many times.
I
I'm
know.
like, you need to sell your songs to artists.
well, maybe.
Yeah.
Anybody out there want to buy songs
Yeah.
from Victoria Dariano?
They're pretty deep. They're pretty good.
They're very. I feel
won't
like
lie.
yeah. I feel like the issue is like my level of intensity is like.
It's intense.
They're like they're quite deep. It's not like a light type read.
You better have the tissues next
Yeah.
to you.
I feel like sometimes those are always the best songs.
I know.
You like,
100%.
people are like, fuck that, hit me
Well, don't you
hard.
just, like, ever
I feel that.
Drive in the car and you're like,
Yes.
literally, I want a good cry, and you
Yes.
go for the song.
Okay,
and
listen.
you cry.
Full disclosure, if I am
Full
not
disclosure.
feeling great and I'm having like a bad mood, I will have a bath and I will put on a sad playlist
Yes.
just to cry.
Yeah.
Because like you need
That's
to get
me
it
in the
out.
car.
You
That's
need
me
to
in the
get it
car.
out.
I'm a
I'll just
car
go through
crier.
drives. I'll be
Yeah.
like, I'm going for a drive
Yeah.
and just, yep.
It's like you
Yeah.
have to get it out.
Yeah.
So
We like often go from Waterloo to London, and that's always my cry car ride.
Yeah.
I'm like the drive home. You play the songs that you know you can sing along to, and
Yeah.
you're just like belting
Yeah.
it as if you're in the music video. Yeah.
all right, you guys ready for another question?
I don't know. I'm gonna go for
Okay.
a drive and cry.
This is the thing.
I gotta leave. I'll
This
see
is
you
a
in a
good one.
bit.
This is a good one. Okay. Who Who is more likely to have a threesome?
She's got the OnlyFans, so
I feel like
maybe some
let me explain
some
why.
content on there.
Let me explain why I feel like you would be a good candidate. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm enlightened.
So,
right now.
I can
back
Let's
you
go,
up
let's
on
go.
that.
Jenny and Greg have like one of the most like healthy, balanced, secure type relationships that I've ever been like exposed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like you both would be able to do something like that and it not impact your relationship and have no like jealousy or like maybe like any kind of like ill feelings. Whereas
Yes.
like most people, the relationships aren't quite as like, you guys have just been together for so long,
Yeah.
you know each other so well that everything with your relationship, you have good communication, you're just really on the same page. So I just think, I feel like
Oh, yeah.
if that,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you want to, I'm just saying if it ever came across to you were in that
a
situation,
situation.
you would be more likely to
Yes.
have success with that.
I could never.
You'd embark
I'll
on
put it
that
out there.
venture.
I could never.
I see.
That
My
would just-
only
no.
hesitation, I feel like I'd be so down for it at the time, but then I'd be like, after I'd be like, was that a good choice?
Yeah.
Am I okay with this?
Yeah.
What if that girl was hotter than me? What if Greg likes her ass more than he likes mine?
Yeah.
Like, what if her tits are cuter than mine? I don't know. Like, it's just, I feel like that would constantly
Yeah.
play in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But-
even when I think of like
Greg's not
polygamous
down.
type relationships, I'm just like, power to you if that works. But like I could
Good for
personally,
you. Like hats off because
Yeah.
like
I feel like
just
that takes
can't.
like a new level of like.
We do have our hall passes though, different than a threesome.
See, I was gonna say
But we're
That
totally
being said,
open.
I don't feel. I feel if the opportunity present itself, and you had your hall pass here on the table, and you had that opportunity right here, you wouldn't do it.
No, I don't.
I'm
think
calling
so.
you out
Who
right
is
now.
it though? Like, is it Michael B. Jordan? Because
I still don't think you would. You'd be like, I got a Michael B. Jordan at home.
I do. But, you know, we can just dabble. We can have a little bit of both.
Who started their fitness journey first? / did they inspire you to start yours? So I
Okay.
would say that like I stopped swimming and I kind of was lost there for a little
Yes.
bit, rough patch, and then I got into weight training. And to be honest, I'm a very I get like kind of obsessive with things.
She's an all or nothing type.
Yeah,
girl.
it's like
exactly
Yeah.
what I was gonna
when
say.
I do something, it's like I can't just like half do it. It's like I put my heart and soul into it.
Yes.
So when I first started, I had to learn everything about weightlifting, everything about eating clean, everything about this. Is like it was like it was.
Let me tell you, I lived with her. Everything, everything.
I got a lot of flack. Like a lot of like Laura's friends and my friends would make fun of me, and they're like, because like I was
Obsessed
with it. Now, like fast forward, you know, to almost 10 years, I'm like in a way more balanced and I have just like
Yeah.
a different approach to it. But when I first got into it and it was like so exciting and like I had like a thrill, like I was like in it. So,
But
yeah.
honestly, that's something that like led me to get into it because I saw how committed she was and like how like she was in such a good mental place. Like it took her from after leaving, like when you're a competitive athlete your whole life and you're dedicated so much time to one thing, then when you don't have that anymore, it's like you're almost like how do I spend my time? How do I fill the gap? So that was something that Vic did, and it made her such a great, like she was in such a good spot mentally.
It gave me
physically.
purpose again, yeah.
Yeah, and just like all these things that you never knew, you gained so much knowledge, and then that was
Yeah.
passed on to me. And like Victoria loves to help me. So any little things she takes on, she's like, "But Laura, you should come
Laura, you
along
have to
too."
do it too, yeah.
So we'd go to the Western gym together. We were at Western at the time. We'd go to the gym together, and she'd be like showing me how to do all these exercises. And then like even for me, because I was a swimmer as well, and so getting out of swimming, I played soccer, and then I kind of lost. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really do anything for a while. I didn't really know where to like get back into it, and then that led me back into it.
exactly.
The Western thing is actually such a funny story because Greg saw you doing pull-ups at the Western gym and he calls me and he's like, "Yo, babe, there's this girl at the Western gym. She's so fit. She can do so many pull-ups. She's putting weight on her pull-ups. She can do more pull-ups than I can." He's going on. And then he introduces me to you as this super fit girl. And then for a while, I was literally like a little fangirl of yours until we became friends. And
Yeah, it's funny
now
because
here
like
we
back
are.
to the point, like I'm like the kind of person that like I really love helping my friends. So,
Yes.
like if I,
Yes.
You do.
yeah, like I honestly like take pride in it.
Like sometimes I think that she wants like for me example, like me to be more successful than her own self. Like the amount of times she's
Yes.
like trying to push me, I'm like, Vic, you need to focus
Yes.
on yourself. And she's like, no, but like we got to do this for you. Like you got to do this. You're gonna be so successful if you do these things. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Yeah.
I feel like for me it's like a good trait, but it's also like a negative thing in a sense where like I always put everyone else's needs like before my own, and I always want everyone else to succeed and do better, and then I'll worry about myself kind of thing. It's like, okay, you do this, you be happy, you get this, you chase your goals, okay, now I'll focus on mine. Where it's like, which has been a big step from the last like year where I've had to like, oh my gosh, now I gotta try to put myself first.
Yes.
Where I haven't done for so long, and it's like I don't really know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's hard, but
it's so funny because when you go from that shift, you almost feel selfish.
Yes.
Even though you're not. Like even though putting yourself first gives a better version of you to everybody else.
Yeah.
But it's been learning. Yeah, that is deep. Okay, we gotta lighten it.
Let's find a funny question.
Who's more likely to dress up for a non-dress-up event?
Vic. Definitely. Vic's like, we're having a chill Christmas gathering. We're having a chill New Year's Eve. And Vic's like, okay, I'm gonna wear this velvet mini skirt dress.
You always get that little nervous text from her too, like, what's everyone wearing?
I'm like sweatpants and a sweater. Vic's like, I'm thinking about this. Sends the photo. She's like a 10 out of 10.
Oh, can I just send you the photo of what I'm gonna wear? And we're like, okay,
can we
sure.
dress up? Always. Can we?
So I just bought these new dresses to wear for this event, and Jenny and I are like, okay, we'll find something in our closet last minute.
Okay,
Sounds
listen.
good.
We do not. Okay, first of all, we live in London, freaking Ontario. There's not a whole lot to do here.
We've literally been locked down for 2 years.
Yeah, we have been on lockdown. I barely leave the house. Like the only time I was really leaving the house before was to go to the gym. Gyms are closed.
Yeah.
So the
Cheers to
odd
that.
time that I can like somewhat dress up and like feel like
Is when we can have fun.
Especially
People
when
gathered
you're
in the
like
house.
constantly live in workout clothes.
yeah,
too,
like
right?
all I do is literally like
Yeah.
I'm in comfies or workout clothes. Like, and I'm like, it's just nice to sometimes like dress up and be like,
Yeah.
okay, wow, I can look good. You know?
You know what
And
we did
feel
though?
good,
We
too.
all dressed up today and we're just like wearing black.
All of us.
I know.
We're very
Not even planned. That's the funny
Black
thing.
is like just I feel like a part of my identity.
Oh,
like,
I am
like a in terms
Black
of,
is me.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I cannot tell you enough.
I actually normally don't wear black that often. Look,
You
here's my
yeah,
color.
I was gonna
Okay,
say.
this
my
is another
color.
good one. Who is most likely to shoplift? And first of all, I would say I will not because
First of all, she's going in.
I am like
Have you ever?
okay. Let
Have
me.
you
look-
ever?
Yes,
Okay,
I
I'll
have
tell
2
you my
times.
story.
Okay.
The first time I shoplift was when I was about 4 years old, and I stole like you know Hubba Bubba tape gum. And I remember my mom was like, "Okay, you can't have that," and I was like. So you say that, and I snuck it home, and I was sitting on my stairs in my house, all smug, like chewing this, like, and my mom was like, "Where'd you get that from?" And I was like, "I took it," and she dragged me. I kid you not, she dragged me back to the store.
Good job, Lisa.
Made me return it, made me pay for it, and made me like apologize. And I was like, that was like traumatizing for me. The
At
only
4?
other time
yeah.
I
That's a good one.
shoplifted, and I felt horrible. Like my guilty conscience was like. I was in high school and like we were at like one of those like festivals in the summer and everyone was doing it and like peer pressure is a real thing, okay?
Yes.
Oh god.
And I felt like in order to like fit in and like be like okay, let me like I'm gonna have to steal. It was only a dollar item. That doesn't justify that it's correct or right, but and I still again I felt so bad. But I always get made fun of because I'm always like such a like a rule person.
Yes, we've just been like raised that way. Like
Yeah.
same for me. So one time, it was like lunchtime. We had a superstore right by our high school, and we went there for lunch. So one time, when we were like went and we got the hot food, and we were sitting upstairs and we were eating it, and we hadn't paid yet, and they had watched us like. Full intentions on paying.
They let you start eating before you pay?
Yeah, you can like take it up.
Wow.
Yeah, like you can take it upstairs because they allow you to like shop in the store and then you can pay at the end kind of thing.
Oh, that's actually so surprising.
So we went upstairs and we were all eating, and then all of a sudden, like the cops show up and they're sitting beside us, and I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like we're gonna get in trouble for this. This is horrible!" Like we hadn't even left the store, so it wasn't even considered stealing at this point. But like we were doing something that was like they thought we were gonna steal essentially because you know we're around to high
Little
school.
high
I bet
school
kids do
kids,
this
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and like because we'd been raised like you don't like that's like the one thing my mom was like Victoria said, like 4 years old, we're going back to the store, like
Yeah.
you're apologizing. Like
Go, Lisa.
I was terrified. The cops show up and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna get in so much trouble. I instantly thought of my mom. I'm like, my mom's
Yeah.
gonna kill me.
I
This is
feel like-
horrible.
So you didn't steal?
no,
No,
Like, I was
but
still in the store.
I shoplifted once actually.
Jenny's our a rebel friend?
I'm a little bit of a rebel. Well, not anymore. Like I don't know.
Although back in the day I was quite the rebel, but not in these ways.
no,
Like,
you've changed a
sneaking
lot.
out was me. I love to sneak
See,
out.
never
when I'm
snuck
done.
out, but I didn't have a very good house to sneak out of. Like, my parents would have fully known. My mom was such a savage. She'd put the chain lock on. When I left, she'd chain lock it. So I'd come home and I'd be like, yeah, I'll just use my key and I'll
We
get
would
in.
use the
You'll never
basement
know.
window.
Yeah, we had to cut it a few times, cut the screen a couple times. Meanwhile, my dad's sitting upstairs, Vic, and I'm like, oh my
He's
gosh,
having
what are you
chips,
gonna do?
watching a movie. We're
Yeah.
like sneaking out the backyard.
Fully knows.
Yeah,
fully
he's
knows.
like, guys, next time, just go out the front door.
He always knew. He always knew.
But anyways, continue on.
Where was what was I saying?
You were shopping.
Yes, I did. So yes, I did. Our group of friends in high school, like my group of girlfriends, I guess nobody had like ever stolen anything. So we were all just kind of like missing this experience in life. And we went into Shoppers Drug Mart one time and we had this one sole purpose of like, let's just take something. So I stole Burt's Bees chapstick when I was in like grade 10. That's my shoplifting
Okay,
experience.
this just made me think, but do you remember your first buying a thong experience?
A friend gave me one. I was too embarrassed to buy it
I
myself.
remember yours.
Yes.
Remember Mom took us? Was that the
No,
time?
Mom
Oh.
took us for the bra
Oh, the
shopping.
bras,
Humiliating.
okay.
Let's not go there.
Bra shopping. Did you go
Oh,
to
yeah.
La Senza, girl?
Victoria had started to get some boobs. And Mom was like, okay, Victoria, so you're going through puberty and it's now time
she had
to
to
get it
have
I
put
have
on.
never
with
done
you.
well with change,
Yes.
and I always felt like
Yes.
yeah, it was like a big thing. I remember one time I was at a piano lesson and my teacher like gave me a pat in the back and I was like, she could feel my bra, and I
Yeah.
thought it was like literally like I was like stressed. Like
Yeah.
I was just like
You
the
can't
fact that
handle
I
it.
was like becoming a woman was like so stressful for me.
And then there's me. I was so jealous that she was getting these cute bras, and my mom bought me like the trainer bras, and I was like, "Oh, I got these clothes."
And now let's have a little.
now I've got nothing. She's got them all. Okay.
all worked out in the
Okay.
end.
Who's more likely to skinny dip? All of us, because we
Yes.
all love skinny
Oh
dip.
yeah. Fuck
Who
yeah.
doesn't? That feeling of being so free.
I
Like,
know.
come on.
I will skinny dip all day, every day. It's fine.
Yeah.
Naked? Okay. That's
Sure,
fine.
Go ahead.
Skinny dip is like probably one of the most like free.
feelings.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
actually thinking about this today. I was like, at my bachelorette party, we're all gonna be floating
Yes.
around
Oh,
the lake,
100%.
pool
Like,
noodles.
nothing
We're all
better.
gonna be naked, and it's just gonna be
Nothing
the best.
better than
it's gonna be so
like
great.
in the lake. Skinny dipping in
Hell
the lake.
yeah.
It's a
At
different
night,
feeling.
staring at the stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
great.
who's
I
most
love it.
likely to get into trouble? You know what? We're all quite like. I feel like we're mature
Yeah.
adults now. Like
we don't
I,
get into trouble anymore.
Yeah, like to be honest, like I feel like
I'm a mom now, so
and I just
gotta
feel
be a
like
good example.
I don't know. Whenever I think of anything, I always just think of like the consequences, and
Same.
You know, I'm just like, is it really worth it? No.
Yeah.
So
Like we
I
said,
don't
we
know
have a
if
little bit
anybody-
of fear of getting in trouble.
yeah, like I
so-
have like a phobia of getting
Yeah,
in trouble, so
same.
probably not. Okay, who is most likely to drink at a party? Okay, so most likely to drink, I would say in terms of alcohol consumption, Jenny.
Yeah.
But I am like a lightweight, so I could also have drank less, but the effect,
Who's most likely to just drink in general or get drunk?
like I
What's the
think
question?
like
This is
get like drink too much at a party, like get blacked out at a party.
Definitely me.
That's
Yeah,
Jenny,
Jenny.
for sure.
Definitely
you
me.
know, 9 times out of 10
Jenny.
is Jenny.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
poor Greg. Oh, bless his soul.
I love that man.
Piling into the car, Jenny's just like next level hammered, and I'm like, oh.
Greg is always the DD, and I never don't drink. So
Yeah.
it's a good combo we've got going
Yeah.
on, the two of
I
us.
will say though, my fiance does enable it. Sorry.
Well, Connor and I are
you
a
guys
bad
like- yeah.
combo.
Yeah, he's a bad enabler.
Yeah.
This is another good one. Who's most likely to get drunk the fastest?
Well, you,
Yeah.
because you're like a one drink wonder.
Yeah.
You put two
I
steps in,
actually
you're like,
have been building up my
You
tolerance
have, yeah.
slightly. I'm
Yeah.
quite proud of myself. But
Yeah.
yeah, for a while there, I would have like one White Claw and be like quite tipsy.
It would be like half a White
White.
Claw.
yeah,
half a White Claw.
you'd be
It's
like
like-
2 sips in.
I have like a
feeling
sip and be
this.
like, whoa.
You look over at everyone. Oh, I'm
And
quite
anybody
drunk.
else feeling
Like,
it? I'm like on my third.
Yeah.
Like, what? Huh?
Jenny and I downing at 2-6. We're like, what? Excuse me, feeling it?
Back in the old
Old
days.
days.
This is a question for Jenny. It's not an who's more likely to, but Jenny, how's wedding planning going? I'm getting married in July in Iceland. First of all,
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Can't.
And congrats.
Yeah,
That's
congrats to
exciting.
you.
So nice.
So how's the planning going? Because we were just talking about that earlier.
It's going well. We're so excited. So we're officially 6 months out, which is so crazy. I actually just said to Greg earlier today, like, I remember like it was yesterday, we were like, oh yeah, we have 2 years to decide on that. We've got 2 years and everything's fine. And now we're 6 months out and we're like starting to put final decisions on everything, and it's crazy. But
I actually like get goosebumps.
yeah,
Like,
it's so exciting. So yeah, I don't know, it's going well. I'm kind of a crazy person and like very controlling and very, I don't want to say I'm a bridezilla because I'm very not.
No,
You are not a bridezilla.
You have like a view and a vision, and it's like
It just has to be that
yes,
way.
that's what you want.
But I'm not gonna like go scream and yell at people if it's not
No.
that way. But I've just made it so that I've planned everything so that my vision has come to life.
Yes.
But the planning's going well. Everything's pretty well done. We're literally just putting final touches on everything, which is crazy to say at 6 months
Yeah.
out. But we still have to get our wedding bands, and that's basically.
I know it. It's
It's
crazy.
beautiful.
So it's crazy. But yeah, we started planning like the Bachelorette, which is so much fun. And I think, I don't want to say more excited for that because the wedding day is obviously going to be like one of the biggest days of my life. But the Bachelorette weekend,
Lots of fun beforehand.
I can't wait.
Is more likely to snort when laughing.
I don't think
Does anybody snort?
I don't think any of us
think
really
I've
have
ever.
that issue.
I would have to really be laughing. I feel like
Have
maybe
I
you
ever
would snort.
snorted? Yes.
Oh, this Atlas, come over here.
Yeah, if
These
the
two.
dogs are here, there's me snorting.
You know what I do though? You do this too, and I do this. We get like the silent laugh, like when
Yeah.
you're really, really
Oh
laughing.
yeah,
and
I
you
sound
just can't
almost
make
like
any
I'm dying.
noise.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. Okay, these
That's
are
a
good
good
ones.
one.
Who's likely to squat heavier?
Jenny.
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 Jenny's our strong
Aw.
friend.
Yes.
Aw. Do you ever miss your old life? If so, what do you
Oh.
do to feel better? Oh, okay. I want to start. Every once in a while, I do miss my old life. Every once in a while, I wish that I could go back and live high school
Oh, yes.
yeah.
as I am now.
Yes.
I mean, still be like young, but I don't know, almost have like more
Wisdom.
confidence, more knowledge.
Yeah.
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 Like, I don't know, in high school, I just remember being so lost and like you're
Yes.
constantly trying to
Yes.
find yourself.
Yes.
Now I feel like I'm such a confident person and I've
Yes.
like grown so much
And
as
like
a human
the
being.
smallest little things you get so caught up with,
Yeah.
and you're just like, how can I ever get over this, or how can I ever get?
Yeah.
I
past
just think
this?
of like the heartbreaks I get in high school, and like
my
they would like
gosh.
destroy me.
Yes.
And like now
And
when I
you'd be
think
listening
back,
to those sad songs, you're like,
Yes.
my life is over.
and now when I think back,
God.
I'm like, it's just so silly. But at the time,
Yeah.
it felt like so intense because it was like something like, and like you said, you're just like everything is so confusing. You're
Yes.
figuring everything
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I don't miss my old life per se. There's certain things that I miss about it, like
Your house.
yeah,
It's been.
The nice.
But I get it. Like
house.
it's been like you work so hard to get something, and you finally get like you have a
And-
vision. Let's say you
yeah.
have your vision board, and this beautiful home is on your vision board, and you finally
You get it, you
that,
check it off.
and you just get a taste of it for a short period of time, and it's just robbed from you. Like
with something you can't control.
Yes.
yeah. But that being said, we're on to bigger and better.
Yeah.
So cheers to that. Bigger and better. We're moving on.
You didn't answer. If so, what do you do to feel better?
Yeah.
I never feel sad when I think about like even when I say like go back and live high school as I am now.
Yeah.
I don't. It never makes me feel sad. I almost just wish that I could because I'm so much stronger and so much more capable now than I used to be.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I just wish that I had more knowledge back then. I guess.
I lie. I get sad. I cry and have a pity party.
Yeah.
I
I get many text
So what do you
messages.
do to feel better then?
I feel like for me, I need to feel like, so my biggest thing with life is like, in the past, I've felt strong emotions and I've pushed them away or like, kept them down low, and eventually they came to the surface and
So you
they
go to
affect
therapy.
you. So, yeah.
Therapy makes you feel
So
better.
I like to like, I don't think it's always the best, but like I think it's good to feel things and like sit with those feelings. So like if I'm feeling emotional and I feel like I need to cry, I'm
Just
gonna
let yourself,
cry
yeah.
and like yeah, there's times that like maybe I do feel sorry for myself and like is that helpful? Maybe not, but in that particular moment I feel like that's what I need. And then I shake myself off and I keep going, like
yeah.
but at that time I feel like
It's good to acknowledge your
Yeah.
feelings.
Yes.
And like find what works for you, because some people it's like you said, just having like a cry, having a little pity party for yourself, and you're better. Some people it's writing, which you also
Yeah.
do. Some people it's working out. Some people it's going for a drive or whatever kind of thing that helps you get through it.
I definitely think that exercise has like been a key component in my mental health. Like I just feel like it's always been my place where I can go and like the rest of the world and everything that's going on doesn't matter. If you
Yeah.
get like this one period of time, it's 45 minutes to an hour where like you get
You're
a
in
break.
full
You get a
control,
break
too.
from it,
Yeah.
like all that weight and heaviness is like it's different. Like now you're under weights and you're pushing yourself, but it's like I would rather feel that pain than like the pain that I'm feeling now.
And I think too, like
So deep.
those lyrics are coming out.
I'd rather feel that pain. Can we put it to tune?
Yeah.
I'm not very musically talented either, so we're gonna end there.
But I do think also that it is really important to like feel that no matter how you're feeling, it's important, and it's like, you know, don't ever feel silly for maybe thinking like, I can't believe I'm still caught up in the past or like in old things. It's like those things still matter, and
Exactly,
like the way you're feeling still matters, and you should be able to talk about it. And talk
Exactly.
To people
Your
about it.
feelings are always valid.
Yeah.
People probably will never understand exactly how you feel because your feeling and what you're going through it's an individual thing, and
Yes.
it's like something you've only really experienced.
100%.
Yeah.
That being said, like you should never have to explain yourself to
No.
people. Like you're allowed to feel how you feel.
And it never discredits your feelings. Like,
What's important is how you decide to move forward, because sitting with those feelings all the time and not moving forward is what's going to cause you to, like, you know, get into a depression or end up, you know, just not doing so well mentally.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you find ways to cope? And like for me, therapy is a huge one. But let's lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Good questions. I'm actually
many good
glad
ones.
we didn't get any more because
There's too many.
there's too many.
Too many good.
Okay, I think this is a good one. I think we
We'll be
should
here
all
for 4
just
hours.
say what our memory for this is.
We're gonna
What
take
is your
turns?
best? What is your best / happiest memory of this past year, 2021? Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
So there's 2 memories I have in particular. One is with Taylor. So I think like
Your
just
first date?
not our first date, just like one of our dates where we did like a tent date. It was just like such a nice night.
Oh, that's
and
the one I was thinking of.
So that was
Maybe
that
it
was
wasn't
one
your
memory.
first one.
And then the other memory is when I got to meet little Isabella, because
Lizzie Boo.
I can't talk because it's gonna make me emotional.
Oh, you're gonna cry.
No, I'm not gonna cry, but I just love her so much.
Oh, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of my favorite 2021 memories was my birthday. You guys put on a freaking
That was
banger.
a really
So
fun
fun.
day.
We did. I really love tacos. I really love tequila. So my birthday theme was tacos and tequila, and these guys put on a sweet party, and it was so much fun. The vibes were just chill, and it
was
good.
great.
Yeah.
Well, you've had a few.
I've had a I've
You had a baby.
crazy year.
And you got engaged.
Yes,
Yeah.
so definitely
2021
my
was your
engagement.
year.
Obviously, shout out to Connor, who did good.
Good job, Con.
And then little Isabella, she's been the biggest blessing in my life, honestly.
Yeah, like it's crazy how like one little human, like it's like a ripple effect. Like it's blessed. Like obviously, like it's made a huge impact on my life, but it's also like our parents.
Yes.
Like
Like our dad especially.
Yeah, like,
it's been,
cute.
no, like
I can't even describe it. Like we come, like our dad is like, you know, he's not very soft per se.
Yeah,
Like
he's an
not,
Italian
he's
man.
an Italian. He's not
Papa
very
Sal.
sensitive, and the way that he looks at my daughter and like talks to her and calls me every single day, and it's not even, he used to, like, he calls a lot regardless,
Yeah.
but it used to be like, hey, how's it going? Now it's, hey, how's my little Isabella doing? How's my Bella? What's she up to? Like, and even her, like, she just loves my dad.
She's lighting my life so much too, and I'm not even like blood related to her.
You're an aunt.
Oh god, I love that little girl. She's so sweet. But yeah, my future mother-in-law absolutely adores Isabella, so she's just brought so much joy to so many people's lives.
okay.
Good job, Laura.
Guys.
Would you rather have
Guys, this is the funny one.
Would you rather have nipples for toes or toes for nipples?
Okay.
Oh, nipples for toes. Instantly.
Yeah.
Nipples for toes for
Yeah.
sure.
Like, these nipples are like sacred. I couldn't imagine having toes there. Oh no.
sticking out.
Ew.
Oh my god.
There's nothing more that I hate than feet. Feet. Disgusting. I'm sorry.
Same.
For all those people out there that, like, you know, really enjoy feet, good on you, but I just can't. Something about them I just can't do.
Laura, you're ruining people with feet
I know.
fetishes.
Feet fetish. Sorry.
If you have a foot fetish,
The OnlyFans.
we'll hook you up.
I'm sorry, but I will not be hooking you
No.
up. I
No,
crop
I
my
don't
want
feet
those feet
either.
on your nips.
I crop my feet out of the
Yeah,
photo.
check these out.
You give them a little flash show. Nipples and feet.
But imagine like having 5 nipples on each end of your
No.
toe. Oh god.
How would you
Ew.
walk?
Ew.
You'd like fall over.
What
No.
if they? No, never mind.
Okay, this is another good one. Okay. Who is more likely to go on a spending spree? Clothing, makeup, books, anything.
Shanana. I'm that person that literally has things in a shopping cart online for months. Like, I'm like, do I need it? Okay, yes, I need it. And then I look for a sale. I'm like, okay, yep. And I figure out exactly where in my house it's gonna go, or exactly piece of clothing, whatever I'm gonna buy is like what I'm gonna use it for. And it's like in my shopping cart, and I'm like, yep. And then I don't commit, and then I'm go and ask Connor. I spend hours every night freaking online shopping on who knows what decor. Decor is my weakness. I love to look
When
at
I
it.
was a homeowner, decor was like,
Yeah.
I would be on those sites every night,
my
like decor
gosh.
stuff.
Most likely to go on a spending spree. I mean, if it's clothes or makeup. Yeah, you're
Makeup
right, guys.
for sure.
It's me.
You used to
It's
be
me.
bad with the clothes, Laura.
I'm still.
See, I remember you being bad
I
with
was
the clothes.
terrible.
What would I be buying? I think
don't
you're
know.
getting me mistaken with Laura.
Yeah, I was terrible.
Maybe you just borrowed Laura so often that
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
Oh, I was.
I only shop
was
about
horrible.
3 times a year.
now I feel like though, like I don't know, back in the day when we could go out and do things,
Maybe.
you'd get like these cute little clubbing outfits all the time.
That's true. Maybe it was more
You
like.
constantly had things that still had tags on them. You're like, I haven't worn that ever.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No, you don't.
But now you're
really,
definitely not more
Victoria, I
likely.
feel like you're not too bad with it. Like
No, I've never been a huge like materialistic
no,
type person.
we'll go to the mall and Vic will be like, yeah, I need this one thing,
have a
and like she'll
weakness
give
for
me a whole
clothing.
explanation of why she needs it. Like, okay, I need to buy this because this is missing.
Justify.
I always
Yeah.
like to, if I'm buying something, I really like to have like a bunch of stuff to back up the why I truly need it. Like I don't want to have wants. I want to make sure it's a need.
Yeah.
Okay. That's valid.
So like if it's something like, for example, like a camera, I'm like, okay, I don't. It's like I need this because it's gonna help with this,
Yeah.
and like things like that. It's not like just for enjoyment.
Yeah.
The puzzles are for enjoyment.
Yeah.
puzzle.
Puzzles.
Those 1,000 pieces that she finishes in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Takes me a week.
If anyone wants to give her a puzzle sponsorship,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I wish, you know how, like, is it Venmo or where do people, like, send things to? You need, like, a P.O. box where people
Yeah.
can just send puzzles.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while you
Oh
get
my
a new
gosh, I
puzzle.
would have so many.
Oh my god, you'd
be in
love it.
heaven.
How do you overcome losing your best friend? Sorry, it's deep.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I don't know if I've ever lost a best friend.
Okay, I can say that I think a best friend can be not necessarily always just like a best friend. It can be
You're
like,
a great person to answer this question.
Yeah.
okay. I truly think that grieving is a very individual process. So I feel like you can lean to others for support in terms of grieving, but it's very much going to depend on you and like the process. I feel like everyone has their own journey and process with it. So don't rush that, first of all. Second of all, I think that certain people come into your life for a period of time and maybe not forever.
Teach you a lesson.
I'm not sure if any, like, I think there are obviously people who come into your life and who are there for like majority of your life, but I also think there are people who come into your life for a period of your life and they're that like best friend or that person for that period of life. But then as you grow or they grow or just like things change, that you realize like that person isn't the person for you anymore, or that person isn't the friend for you anymore. So I think regardless, it's hard.
Yeah, I don't think it would
yeah.
ever be an easy process.
I don't think so either. I don't think you're ever gonna get to the point where you're like, I'm over this, or like
I've lost my best friend. I'm good.
Yeah, no,
it's
like,
fine.
And honestly, on that note, like, we're here with you. Like, we've all been through struggles, and it's hard. It's not easy, and like, make sure that whatever way you can, seek support or whatever way that
Support
helps
system's
you.
huge. Like I just feel
yeah.
like
People you
I
can
don't
chat
know, like
to, talk to.
some of the stuff that I went through in the last like year and a half, like there is no way, like just no way in heck that I would have made it through without like my family and friends.
Yeah.
Like it's like I think it was like the only thing I had. It was like
that kept you going.
yeah, like everything else was like crumbling around me, but it was like I had like people there that were standing tall and strong, leaning like their arms out for support. You know what I mean?
You're so cute.
So I think surround yourself with people who love you and respect you and care and support you, and take time. Just don't rush it. It's a process. And my therapist explained the grieving process like this. He said, grieving comes as like a wave in an ocean. So as time goes on, the waves become less and less frequent. So you still might get hit by a wave and it might be really difficult for that time, but the waves eventually become further and further and further apart. At the start, there might be wave after wave after wave. As time goes on, it might be a wave, and then you might not feel a wave for another month. So it's just...
And like, I think when those waves per se come to you, like, feel that pain, feel those feelings. Like, don't just
we
try
talked
to
about that
push it.
earlier.
Yeah, like, don't push it away. Like, feel it. Make sure you're going through those steps.
I think
go
that's
through what
like
you
a
need.
mistake that so many of us do, is that we don't want to feel things and we
Yeah.
push it away, or we use substance. No, I'm not saying I do, but people, there's people and like it's a problem. They
100%,
use substances or because they don't know how to deal with it, and they want to subside those feelings. But like you need to feel those things because that's how you learn and that's how you grow.
Yeah.
and that's
overcome them
exactly.
ultimately. Yeah.
Like it's like, how do you know your happiest and shiny moments without feeling those darkest days? You know what I mean?
What's your advice on the best way to support a training female with body dysmorphia? Oh gosh. Females are bad. I don't know. I think personally everybody has body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
I think
nobody sees themselves for as good as they
this
are.
is the thing.
You're right.
We grow up in a society that we are constantly exposed to so much. Like, I think back to like when I was younger, like going through high school, and like the only really things that I compared myself to were like movie stars that you'd see like on TV shows, and your 17 or Cosmopolitan magazine, or your friends who you surrounded yourself with. Like the amount was very small. Now it's like, you go online and there's like hundreds and millions of people that you are constantly you're comparing yourself to, and the standards have just become so high, and there's just so much pressure to look a certain way. So I think as a woman, you grow up with this belief that you need to look and be a certain way to be loved and to be valued, and like that is the lesson you have to, or not the lesson, but like that's the thing you have to overcome.
For sure.
Yeah. I feel like one good piece of advice maybe anyway, social media can be amazing,
So
but it can
toxic.
also be very toxic. So definitely like just unfollow people that you find yourself comparing yourself to, that you find are making you feel less worthy. Anybody that's going to, I guess, diminish your well-being, just unfollow them and like get rid of them off of your account, because it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to be good for your body dysmorphia, especially if you're struggling with that to begin with.
And that note too, like on that note, like I feel like social media really portrays like the highs. Like you don't see, like there's some accounts definitely out there that will show, you know, different image, like different way to pose or whatever that makes your body look different, but there's so much out there that just shows like the best possible picture, or like who knows how much editing has gone into it, Photoshop, like. So I agree with that, like social media, and even for me, like when I've been
they're out cold.
Things on social media are always perfectly curated, and you know, think about how many times you look at a photo, you think about it, oh, should I post this, should I not? And that's what everyone's doing. They're picking their favorite out of, you know, so many photos, and that's what they're showing. They're showing the world this 1% of their life. Like I think of you myself, like obviously I do social media and that's like what I do, but I feel like so little people really have any idea of what I'm even going on in my life, or like anything to do with my life. So just remember that it's just a glimpse of people's realities.
And I feel like sometimes too, like even for me, I'll have like bad days where we'll be taking pictures or we'll doing a workout, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't feel comfortable or confident. And then I look back on that, like maybe a week or a month or whatever time has gone by, and I'm like, wow, like
crazy.
I'm like, wow, I look so good there. Like I can't believe that I was so upset in that time, or I was so picky or whatever. So I think that's also important. Like, I think stepping away, taking a break.
Stepping away. I think in terms of supporting someone, just make sure they feel heard. Make sure that they feel like what they're saying is valid, and just try to be understanding. Obviously, unless you're feeling that same situation or you're in that person's shoes, it's going to be hard for you to truly understand it. But if you can be empathetic and like kind of and listen and try to be someone that they can lean on, that will go a long way.
Yeah. Sure. And then I think a very important part about body dysmorphia is point out good things about somebody that has absolutely nothing to do with their looks. Yeah. Like their personality. Yeah. Things that go deeper than just what you look like on the outside. I feel like. Who's most likely to eat junk food? Yeah, exactly. Who's most likely to?
Probably.
The snack.
Yeah, the two of us. I like to snack.
I know, I'm a big snacker.
If it's spicy dill pickle chips though, that's my weakness.
Okay, we are gonna wrap up this Q&A. Wait, one more thing. Who's more likely to hit a curb while driving? I am definitely. So I hope you enjoyed this Q&A, and maybe we'll do another one if you want to answer additional questions. Should we start a podcast?
Yes. Yeah. What are we gonna call it? Drop some names on what we should call it.
Yes, the podcast recommendations below.
Yeah.
Instagram's dying, so we're gonna do something different.
We're switching it up.
Well, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
The hair. Bye.